My name is Rhonda, and today, as promised in our last video, we are going to explain my whole snake story. So I invited my husband today. He's going to help me tell this story. And also, as always, make sure to like this video. And if there's anything else that you would like to see or want to know about us in my upcoming videos, just leave a comment below and I will answer them. So, all right, we got married in 2006, and in the very first year of being married, he decided he wanted a snake, which I was extremely terrified of him at the time. I was fine with reptiles, but snakes, that was a whole other story. So, when you wanted one, what did you promise?
I told you I would not make you touch it. I would not scare you with it. And every time I went to take him out, I would tell you and make sure you were on the other side of the house.
Yeah. So, when we found one that he wanted, it was winter time, so we had to wait until the spring or summer. Whenever the temperature would get warmer, we'd be able to ship him to us. So during all of this waiting, I had lots of nightmares. Yeah, I would just feel like the snake, I would have these dreams that these snakes would just come and chase me or try to swallow me up, you know, like the snake was eating my feet first and crawling up, swallowing me whole. It was a long couple of months of dreading that this snake was coming to the house.
The best one was one night. Well, we had to have our bed up against the wall. It was a small bedroom, so our bed was right up against the wall. And because I can't see anything without my glasses on, I always get the outside of the bed so I can see the alarm clock. So she was on the inside of the bed. Well, she had one of these dreams where a snake was chasing her, and she stood up in the middle of her dream and started running and ran smack head first into the wall.
Yeah, I ran. I didn't walk, so it was a pretty big thud.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious.
Just remember though that I know you're all thinking that Jody's probably his horrible husband making his wife go through all of this, but I said yes, so it was kind of on me that I was having this issue.
So we finally got our little green tree python, and we'll put some pictures up here in the video of him. He was about the size of a pencil, little tiny yellow. He was just so absolutely adorable.
Yeah, he was pretty cute. I will say that, and he kept up to his promise. They never, brought him out without letting me know, so I could be on the other side of the house. So he kept up with his promise, and he was fun to look at through the glass. I didn't have to touch him.
Yeah, but he was pretty amazing. We named him Sir Hiss. We actually didn't know if he was a boy or a girl, but we liked the name Sir Hiss. I was always a fan of the Robin Hood cartoon, Disney's Robin Hood. So we named him Sir Hiss, and found out recently when we decided we might want to get into breeding that Sir Hiss was in fact Miss Hiss.
Yes, that's why you'll keep hearing me say him, because it was him for so many years, and then at the very last it's a her, so I always mess that up. But so Miss Hiss, she passed away this year. It was really sad. She was 17 years old, and it wasn't. It's sad that I only held her in her last couple of years. I never held her at the beginning, but she was a pretty good girl. Go ahead.
Yeah, she was pretty calm for a green tree python. In 17 years, she only bit me once, and that was kind of my fault. But she was She liked to be handled. She'd always come to the glass when I'd walk by. She'd come right up to the glass to see me, see what was going on.
Yeah, if I passed by the glass, she never even moved. So
And she didn't like you.
yeah, it was mutual at the time. Let's see.
One thing I would say is proud of is a couple times she got a lot of substrate in her mouth, and we had to flush that out. And here I am trying to wrangle this snake. I think she was probably about 4 feet at the time, and Rhonda was willing to help me hold her and flush her mouth out so she wouldn't get an infection. And I was thinking, if there's any time this animal's going to bite, it's right now. But she would be getting right in, hands-on in that.
Yeah, if the animal's injured, then I don't know how I am, but I just am able to put that aside for a minute. And then after it's all done, though, we went back to the rules. You had to tell me when and where the snake was.
Yeah. But you didn't have any nightmares after that. That big one we ran into the wall.
Yeah,
I mean, that one was great.
But yeah, they went away pretty fast after we got her. I think a lot of it was the anticipation of having one in the house, and then seeing her, and him living up to his promise. That all helped with me just being comfortable with her in the house. So yeah, I think for when I started being okay with snakes, that started out in COVID time when I was watching all those videos and learning about the snakes. Before I knew nothing. There was no way for me to read if this is a snake that is just hanging out with you, or is this a snake that's just about ready to bite. The only thing I knew was that little S curve.
What's Groot doing?
He's being a good boy.
He's just a good boy.
Yeah, the slow little flicks. I learned about that, being a calm snake. And yeah, so I just thought learning to be able to read them. Then after that, I was more comfortable around them. So then I was able to take out Miss Hiss and practice with her until I started liking her. And then we started all of this. So now I have a couple of my favorite snakes. And Delilah's probably my favorite out of everybody.
Yeah.
This is Groot.
Say hi, Groot. Wrong way.
He's a boa. We're not breeding him. This is just, he's wanted one for years and years, but my rules were always
nothing that can eat her dogs.
Yes. So he had to get the green tree python because he doesn't eat dogs. So now that I'm okay with snakes,
now we have several that can eat her dogs.
Yes. So that is our little snake story. Oh, one thing I still do get a little bit nervous with the actual taking them out of the cage. When you open up the tub, they come out like they're gonna eat, and that part still gets my adrenaline going.
Only a few do that.
Yeah.
Yours, Balana, she's notorious for that.
Balana is.
Cleo's actually hasn't done that in weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Balana is the only one that really comes out of mouth open anymore.
But anyways, that is our snake story.
Yeah.
And I can thank Jody. You're kind of the very first person that got me into snakes because you brought one in the house.
Yeah, I don't think I got you into snakes.
I think that if we didn't have a snake in the house, I probably never would have watched Reach Out Reptiles.
Maybe.
So. All right. Well, we will see you next time. So that was our snake story. I am sure you're wanting a tour of our place as well by now. So in the next video, I will begin that journey. I've been thinking about splitting them up by species, and just each video will contain one species of like tegus or beardies. So let me know in the comments below if you would like to, which animal you would like to see. So we have retex, ball pythons, bearded dragons, blue tree monitors, tegus, rats, insects. With the insects we have crickets and mealworms, and dubia roaches. So just leave a comment and we will see you next time. So like and subscribe, and we will continue our journey together.